It's semifinal number 2, Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. JJ Evison, Sydney Holmes still with you on this Sunday. Game number 2 between Triple Threat and Brampton Warriors. Now these two teams squared off last week, a game that needed overtime. Team Triple Threat was led by Monty Clough, 16 points, 10 rebounds, but the Player of the Game award went to Michaela Richey of the Brampton Warriors, 34 points, 10 rebounds in the contest, 12 of 23 from the field, including 8 of 10 from the free throw line. This is bound to be a great game between two great sides who make great in-game adjustments. Sydney, what do you expect to be the story of this game?
It's gonna come down to, again, I don't want to predict the unforsaken O word because no team kind of wants it to go exceeded outside of the game. I think you'd want to have a convincing win. But I wouldn't be surprised if it honestly is a game that's decided in the fourth quarter. These two teams are so equally matched in terms of athleticism, passability, defensive ability. It honestly will come down to what team can make fewer mistakes because they're so equally matched. The fourth quarter is going to be when this game is decided, that's absolutely for sure.
Well, the winner of this game will take on the undefeated Team Advantage Titans, who just booked their ticket to next Sunday's final with a win over Sun Youth just earlier today. That one coming close at the end. It was an 8-point win for the Advantage Titans Player of the Game. Award going to their Kiera Letlow. So they have 4 different players winning Player of the Game honors. As we send it down for starting lineups, Megan McCarter, Michaela Richey, last week's Player of the Game. Janika Griffith-Wallace, she went 8 for 13 from deep in week 1. Angeline Campbell, the Brampton, Ontario native, former Concordia University, Nipissing University, and Brock University hooper. And lastly, number 27, Kiara Leverage from Scarborough, played her youth sports at York University, won East Rookie of the Year in 2022 and All-Rookie Team that same year. Moving over to Team Triple Threat, Eve Uesu, number 0, gets the nod. Number 8, Jasmine James from Innisfil, Ontario. Summer Paul, last year's championship MVP, who we're still waiting to break out of her slump. Sam Robinson, number 22. And lastly, Monty Clough, who had that double-double but just fell short of the win in week 3. So it's the 1-2 team, Team Triple Threat, versus the 2-1 team, the Brampton Warriors. Semifinal number 2 here from Humber College North Campus. JJ Evison, Sydney Holmes. Hoop Queens Summer League 2024 is coming to an end, and what a great 4 weeks it's been so far, Sydney.
It's one of those times where June is such a blur. It just seems like it's kind of the in-between month, the getting towards the end of summer. But I look forward to June. June's honestly my favorite month, and it has to do hands down with what we have every single Sunday, which is Hoop Queens basketball.
Great way to spend a Sunday, get up, walk the dog, come watch some hoops, go home, cook dinner, throw on a movie, do some laundry.
I don't know why people would be wanting to do anything else.
No,
you know,
doesn't make sense.
It just seems like this completes a Sunday, you know.
And if you haven't been down to Humber College for one of these games, you have one more week remaining. Championship weekend. It's the finals next Sunday here from Humber College North. Get your tickets now. It's going to be a great showdown. Lots of talent in the building, all Canadian, of course. Semifinal number 2, 8 minutes on the clock. We are underway. First ball out of bounds.
Michaela Richey, too strong for her own good. She kind of threw it all the way out of bounds.
Well, Team Triple Threat will get it in the offensive half. Monty Clough in the bright pink shoes. Pulls it from 3, off the back of the iron, and tipped to Angeline Campbell. Campbell will wait for her teammates to descend on the offensive end. Leverage. Right to left fading away off the side of the iron. Megan McCarter gets the rebound, but it's pulled away by Eve Uesu. But not before a jump ball can be called. Team Brampton Warriors will retain possession.
For McCarter, when you're down that low, there's no sense putting the ball on the ground because there's so many defenders around you. Chances are you're going to get drawn into foul. Just go up at that point.
Campbell to McCarter. Down into Richer, who's got 2 on her, finds the open shooter in the corner. Griffith Wallace off the mark. Megan McCarter just tracking down rebounds on the offensive end. It's another jump ball. This time it's going to go the way of Team Triple Threat. The possession arrow had changed. Monty Clough over the timeline. Summer Paul has it on the near wing. Uesu. Clough on the far wing. Attacks. Kicks it back out. James stepping into the paint. Travel called. Called simultaneously by the official and by my color commentator, Sydney Holmes.
You know, I'd like to think I have a knack for this kind of thing. Honestly, what most people probably would have missed is it was clean except her back foot dragged a little bit. Some players forget to really plant that down, and that was what happened just then.
The battle of can I get it out of my hands before my feet move, or do I try and trick the official here? Griffith Wallace on the near wing, guarded by Clough. This battle was great to watch last week. I'm happy that we get part 2. It's Richer to the hoop. Sam Robinson collects the rebound. Clough traipsing down the left-hand side, elevates off the backboard, and Monty Clough opens the scoring at the 6:34 mark of the first quarter. McCarter has it, guarded by Paul. Back to Griffith Wallace. Richer up to set the screen. Griffith Wallace from just inside the three-point line. No, Richer the rebound, back up and through.
You'll never be able to out-jump her. You have to just completely back her out, Richer. You will never be able to out-jump her.
Last week, Sydney, we talked a lot about how gingerly she was moving up and down the court. Already here in the opening frame, we can see her favoring her right foot. Will that come into play? No one picking up Campbell down the court. She gets fouled and will head to the free throw line. Angeline Campbell, the Brampton, Ontario native.
And as you were saying, JJ, we noticed it last week. We thought it was something that maybe she had picked up during the game. But the fact that she's still kind of tendering a little bit to that right leg, I don't know if it's maybe an ongoing injury that she's been playing with kind of all season that we just haven't noticed until last week. But, I mean, again, with the numbers that she put up last week, I don't really see it too much affecting her as of right now.
Sam Robinson will check out. And checking in is Alina Domingo on the near side, right beside Leverage. Campbell makes the first. So on your screen, you'll see Summer Paul on the low block, Leverage in the middle, and then Domingo on the left block. Campbell 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Double substitution for Coach April Deuce's Brampton Warriors. Olivia Osamusali and Julianne McDonald check in. Richer will check out. James gives it up to Paul on the near side. Uesu attacking with her left. Pulls it back out. Jasmine James from the elbow. No good. Swatted out of bounds by Summer Paul.
Looking a bit more aggressive in this game is Summer Paul. We've been kind of wanting her to build up her confidence. She's a fantastic player. Again, you said the MVP from last year. I want to see a bit more of that aggression translating into this season for her, for sure.
Griffith Wallace pucks it over to Angeline Campbell on the far side. Nothing but nylon. Angeline Campbell, 2 for 2 from the cherry stripe, 1 for 1 from the three-point line. Monty Clough now with it, guarded by Leverage. One dribble pulls up, no good. Angeline Campbell and Summer Robinson fight for it. Brampton Warriors will retain possession on the jump ball call. And we see the first few minutes coming in here for Brittany English as Summer Paul heads to the bench. Tamaya Francis checks in and has the ball now. Another one of those shifty guards. Nice scoop shot off the iron. Clough has Domingo in front of her. Domingo puts the ball to the floor. Blocked by Julianne McDonald. Double teamed. Francis has a hand on the ball. Another jump ball. This time it will stay with Team Triple Threat. We were talking about Rige Bergonio a little bit earlier. Obviously one of those shifty guards who likes to push the pace. Francis is that as well. Has her own style, of course. Brittany English pulls it from 3 off the front of the iron. Julianne McDonald down to the deck. Francis has it. Has English on skates. Olivia Osamusali to the left hand. No good. 2 bodies hitting the deck hard. It's Leverage and Osamusali. And Kiara Leverage will get the foul called on her for pushing her defender away from underneath the basket. Sam Robinson checks back in. Eve Uesu will head to the bench. Michaela Richer in for Leverage. And Ellen Ugranov comes in for Angeline Campbell.
You mentioned it, JJ, too. The consistency at which Francis is able to perform at is unmatched when it comes to her speed at which she's able to do so. She's able to quickly cut those gaps, get her team into positions, and she's a strong facilitator, just as Bergonio is.
Monty Clough, Domingo, back, off the foot of Francis. That's going to be a kick ball, unintentional, of course. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for Team Triple Threat. Kia Watt snuck in here at some point, so she's on the floor, 21 in white, heading to the far corner. But it's Domingo on the near side at the elbow. Picks up the dribble, step through left hand, met at the top by Osamusali. And McDonald, the open teammate, over the timeline. Thrown away, and it's Domingo the other way. It's a 4-on-3. Clough gives it up. McDonald steals it. Loose ball foul on Monty Clough.
A lot of back and forth basketball at this point. I think no team has really been able to find their footing offensively, I think is fair to say. But, I mean, it's expected because we saw last game, both of them are so matched in what they can do and what they kind of rely on tactically that I think they all just kind of need to strip it down, get to simple basketball, and really just rely on the consistent plays that you see them performing.
So loose ball foul sends McDonald to the line. 2 shots and possession. McDonald is perfect on the trip. It's a high five from Coach April Deuce on the way to the bench. Griffith Wallace, Clough. This is that matchup, 23-on-23. Francis, guarded by English. Richer there to set the screen. Nice back cut. Extra pass to Griffith Wallace in the corner. Gets space. Yes! Janika Griffith Wallace with the make and the celly. Clough right back. That one no good. Richer corrals the loose ball. Griffith Wallace into the middle of the court. That one off the front of the iron. Ellen Ugranov there swats it away from the hands of Kia Watt.
The battle between Griffith Wallace and Monty Clough is something that I think we'll see all game, and it was shown just then. The celebration, both of them talk to each other the entire game. It's a battle to the end for these two for sure. I think Griffith Wallace is a step ahead, though, with that made 3.
Ellen Ugranov gets called for contact on the drive from Kia Watt. And as much as the fans in attendance and watching online love that matchup as well, I'm sure both players are equally as thrilled to be going against one another. They know the challenge is there. That one-on-one battle, who's best is better than the others.
Absolutely. I also think, too, creating friendly conflict in a basketball, there's no harm in that. I think creating friendly competition is what's going to honestly sometimes make or break it for your team. I think that's so healthy. I love seeing it, and it creates not only a drive for yourself on the floor, but a drive for the fans as well. It's a truly inclusive thing.
Kia Watt perfect from the free throw line. Cutting into that lead, Griffith Wallace. The scoop shot, count the bucket, and the foul. Brittany English takes the blocking foul.
Bit of a mistake there on the defense from Wallace. She was just too far down. Again, she needed to be a bit higher up in order to kind of give herself the best chance to really get that defensively, but
she was late on the rotation and kept shuffling her feet outside of that restricted area.
Exactly.
And Griffith Wallace with a full head of steam heading downhill. Brittany English just, I mean, that's a tough matchup for sure. Not a charge I'd want to take.
No.
Sometimes you got to put your team in front of your own wants and needs, and Griffith Wallace makes the old-fashioned three-point play. High pick and roll here. Monty Clough against Leverage. Leverage ties her up. And it's a foul called on Leverage. Scarborough native, again, played her university hoops at York University. Domingo. McCarter comes away with the rebound. Francis pushes the pace. McCarter has it on the attack. Swing, Leverage in the corner. Off the front of the iron. Megan McCarter all over the offensive boards. Monty Clough down the right-hand side. Throws it over to English, who wasn't there to receive.
A miscommunication there, I think, from Clough and English, because from the vantage point that I have, English looked like she could still kind of step in and at least save it. I mean, you're not going to get a shot from that angle, but at least save the ball. But it kind of looked like she just let it go out of bounds.
The Warriors ahead by 11 here with 2.5 remaining. To Maya Francis off the iron, then backboard, and Sam Robinson comes away with it. Kia Watt on the far side. Fouled by McCarter on the way up. She'll head back to the free throw line where she was just 2 of 2. So a little bit of heads-up play from Kia Watt. Get to the cherry strip if you're not making your shots around the perimeter or in the paint. Try and cut into this 11-point lead. As we saw in the first semifinal, there was a 12-point lead heading into the second quarter, and it was a lead that Sun Youth could not overcome.
Honestly, it might look to imitate itself kind of in this game as well, but I said it was going to come down to, especially with teams that are so equally matched, what team can make the fewest mistakes. And we've already seen some offensive mistakes here, defensive mistakes for triple threat. So Brampton is really capitalizing on that right now.
Angeline Campbell can't drain it from 3. Monty Clough the other way. As Christina Mora steps back and away off the back of the iron, rebounded by Francis, who again pushes the pace. Leverage, 1-2 stepping into the paint. Euro step, but can't get the bucket to go. Kia Watt now the other way. It's 3-on-3. Watt right into Francis, who knocks it loose. Clough has it in the corner. Clough wide open, right inside the three-point line. That one rims in and out. And it's Angeline Campbell up to Francis now, guarded by English. Mora with the interception. Kia Watt. It's a one-on-one with Leverage. No call on the floor. Enough contact made, though. Ball will stay team triple threat. Michaela Richer and Kiera Leverage head to the bench. Olivia Asamusale and Julianne McDonald back on for the Brampton Warriors. 13 seconds on the shot clock for triple threat. 1:19 remaining in the quarter. English. Sam Robinson throws it down to English, out to Mora. Stolen by Francis. There's a 4-on-2. Francis head down, dribbling. Pass to Asamusale, gets her primary defender in the air, but can't get the bucket to go. And Robinson looking for Clough, whom she finds. Robinson from 3. No good. Mora fighting for the rebound, and Asamusale dribbles it out of bounds before inadvertently hitting Francis in the face.
The thing that triple threat is not really showing right now, which they've shown in other games, is a purpose on offense. Right now, it seems like the players are kind of just filling the spots that they need to on the floor offensively, but you need to drive with a purpose. You need to cut with a purpose. There needs to be a reason why you're going to the spot you're going to, and I'm just not seeing that from them right now.
Griffith Wallace off the turnover from the inbound pass, no good. McDonald gets her defender in the air, step through, and fouled. She'll go to the line for 2. Another foul, I believe, on Monty Clough. So with 43 seconds left, Julianne McDonald has the chance to increase the Brampton Warriors lead. The foul was in fact on Monty Clough, her second of the game. Julianne McDonald, 4 for 4 from the free throw line here. 4 points, 2 boards in the opening quarter. Clough on the near wing gives it up to English at the top of the key, guarded by Campbell. Watt from the far side, no good. McDonald comes away with the board. Slows things down, giving it to Angeline Campbell, and now Griffith Wallace over the timeline. Osama Saleh comes up to set the screen. Mora switches on. Griffith Wallace, hook pass. Campbell down to Osama Saleh, who can't corral the hard pass from the top of the key. 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Triple threat, have 1 offensive possession. McDonald up on Clough. Mora sets the screen. Clough around it. Foul's gonna go on double O, Olivia Osamu-Saleh. And Monty Clough will head to the free throw line for a good look at 2 shots. All through warm-up, she looked absolutely solid today. It was fresh shoes, missing very few buckets, but goes over 2 there. Gets her own rebound. That one can't go. Mora doesn't get it off in time. And the Brampton Warriors take an 11-point lead into the opening break. Stick with us. More action from Hoop Queens Summer League Semifinal number 2 coming up right after this. All right, 8 more minutes on the clock before half. It's second quarter action. Team triple threat trail by 11 to the Brampton Warriors. The winner goes on to next week's final. Sydney, you sound surprised at the first quarter score.
I'm very surprised. I said as the game started that this was the matchup where it was going to be decided in the fourth quarter, and that could still be the case, but the scoreline is surprising me to say the least. Triple threat, we've seen in previous games, they had a solid rotation on offense. They knew where each other was going to be, but you also have to look at how they're playing right now, and they're playing very tentatively. They're not playing with the same offensive regression as we've seen from them in past games. I don't know if that's maybe a mental hurdle that they need to get over as the game goes on here, but I'm definitely surprised that they only were able to put up 6 points in the first quarter.
Griffith Wallace pulling up from the free throw line. That one last touched by Sam Robinson. I thought she thought that Julianne McDonald got a finger on it.
This is why you always play the ball. If you see it and you can get it, grab it.
The inbound pass again off a team triple threat, and will maintain possession, the Brampton Warriors do. Again, all the talent you see on the court, officials, players, and coaches, Canadian born and bred. Monty Clough gives it up to Eve Uesu, the Ontario native. Stolen by Francis. Francis has one to beat, change of pace. That one back checking is Eve Uesu.
Even though she lost control of the ball there, that was a smart play for Francis. She didn't really have any options to pass it off. So a smart play, as we saw, as soon as she got towards the foul line, she hesitated for that split second and then exerted her speed forward, which gave her that gap. It's just unfortunate she lost control of the ball.
Jasmine James, that one's through the iron. James opens the scoring in the second quarter, cutting the deficit to 9. Angeline Campbell, time and space, misses entirely. That's a rare sighting. Ellen Ugranov's going to check back in for Tamaya Francis. Got to shout out a couple of other Canadian hoopers in attendance today. Eugene Omarui from the Washington Wizards, and of course from the men's national team, bronze medalist from FIBA last summer. Dylan Brooks is in the building as well. Ellen Ugranov from deep, no good. Uesu grabs the rebound.
It's to be said, what other leagues are we seeing that are able to pull the presence that Hoop Queens is able to bring every single year? It's unmatched, honestly.
It's a great showing every single week. Next week is bound to be no different with the finals. Jasmine James again, that one a little too strong. Robinson with the rebound. Clough relocating, gets it, attacks down the baseline, kicks it back out to Robinson. Gets her defender up in the air, the step back 3 off the side of the iron. McDonald with the rebound and handoff to Campbell, who's pushing the pace. Eve Uesu was tracking that down, and Ellen Ugranov thought perhaps she'd get a hand on it. It missed everyone and went sailing out of bounds into the Foot Locker tent. And I think Tito Akanusi will be checking in for Summer Paul. Kleinberg, Ontario, played her U Sports ball at Brock University. Did Akanusi. Down to Sam Robinson. The step into the paint, right-handed hook, no good. Rebounded by Clough. Jasmine James back to Clough. Guarded by Leverage. 9 seconds on the shot clock, working to her right. Crossing over, step back 3, Clough. That one no good either. Ugranov collects the garbage, gives it up to McDonald. McDonald has Leverage wide open in the key, sees her, Leverage closed out, and Clough comes away with it. Uesu eyed up her defender, decides to put the rock to the deck. Now juggling on the outside, James from the near side. It's good for another 2 points. Jasmine James. Again, James played pro hoops in Mexico. Ugranov just off the mark there. Richer with the rebound, going up strong. A little too strong. James gets a hand on it. Griffith Wallace underneath, stepping out of bounds. Was Griffith Wallace.
Smart play, especially when you're at such an angle where all you can see is the back of the net. The hesitation to get the defender kind of up in the air, drive around her. Just a tough angle to kind of make at the end of the day, though.
Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside for 60 seconds and be right back with more second quarter action here. Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. Minutes played here in the second quarter, only 4 points on the board, all courtesy of Sam of Jasmine James, apologies, for Team Triple Threat, who seem to have found some sort of way to slow down the Brampton Warriors in this second quarter.
I mean, again, the Brampton Warriors have only been able to score actually no points as of right now. But again, I'm still seeing a tentativeness that I'm not used to seeing from Triple Threat. I'm used to them working on such a higher level than I've seen as of right now.
Jasmine James kicks it over to Kia Watt from 3, off the side of the iron, rebounded by James. Gives it right up to Leverage, who has Griffith Wallace to her left. Back to Leverage at the top of the key, into the paint now. English with great defense. That one off the fingertips of Michaela Richet. And another empty possession for the Brampton Warriors.
Good idea there from Richet. A bit too early, wasn't able to fully have her hands on the ball before she went up.
So you see on your screens it's 17-11 as they originally counted that second basket by James as a 3. They've since changed it to a 2, and there it is, 17-10 now. So it's a 7-point lead for the Warriors. Janika Griffith Wallace stepping into one. And Megan McCarter there for another offensive rebound. Kiara Leverage in the corner. Best believe it. Scarborough, Ontario native, not afraid to shoot it from deep. Her first basket of the game. Kia Watt into the paint, up and under, yes. Beautiful spin on the ball, and Kia Watt with another 2 points. Ugranov, Griffith Wallace. Back to Ugranov. Osamu Sali showing. Back up to Griffith Wallace at the free throw line. That one's off the mark. Kia Watt comes away with it. And it's Brittany English now directing traffic. Almost picking up the dribble, working into Megan McCarter, who reaches and will get called for the foul.
To kind of touch on the playability and the scheme of the Brampton Warriors, head coach April, when I was growing up playing competitive basketball, I went to a few of her practices when I was in rep and she was at George Brown College. Her mental has always been kind of the same, and her scheme for basketball has always been the same in the sense that if you can outwork the other team, the baskets will come, the points will come, but the consistency at which you're able to operate is something that cannot be outmatched. And we've seen that through and through with the Warriors, is their ability to just completely outwork their competitors. And we're seeing that now. Again, the score is still close, only an 8-point deficit, but she's instilling into her team simple basketball wins games and work ethic. And that's something that is honestly unmatched with Brampton Warriors athletes right now.
An empty possession for Team Triple Threat, and it's Griffith Wallace the other way. Picks up the dribble, gives it to McDonald from 3. Yes, Julianne McDonald increases the Warriors lead back up to 11 with 2:48 left to play in quarter number 2. Kia Watt into the paint, scoop score, no. Olivia Osamusale with the block. Griffith Wallace waiting for some teammates to arrive on the scene. Pulls it back out, working on English over the screen. Whip pass to McCarter, and that's ripped away from McCarter, but called for the jump ball, and Team Triple Threat will get possession.
I didn't even see an angle for that pass.
Right from the hip, right to the hands of McCarter, who I don't know was expecting it either.
I don't even think she was expecting it to get it through to her as clean as it did. Nobody touched it.
That ball would have got a speeding ticket in the school zone.
I think that's honestly the best thing I've ever heard. I love that. Trademark that, JJ.
All right. Monty Clough checks back in. Hounded by Leverage on defense. Domingo hands it up to Watt. Christina Mora. Hand off to Clough. Toe on the line. Shot doesn't go. Will stay the way of Team Triple Threat with 13 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And Michaela Richet comes in to give double O Olivia Osamusale a break.
A strength for the Warriors right now is Osamusale and Richet are off spilling each other, what, I want to say maybe every 2 minutes or so. Like it's
fresh legs.
It's fast rotations. I love to see it actually because it's a new tactic in bigs You rely on them for a solid 2 minutes. It's honestly almost like a hockey rotation. You rely on them for a solid 2 minutes, know that they can put out their max effort. As soon as you're seeing, okay, like they put in a strong 2, take them out, put in another big. It's allowing them to stay fresh and more consistent for a longer period of time. There's not really an offsetting, which I love to see. I think it's definitely a strength for them so far in this game.
I see what you're saying, but if you spend 2 minutes on the ice in hockey for a shift, you're benched the rest of that period.
You know what? As I look at it now, the analogy made sense in my head.
It makes sense completely in terms of the numbers in and out.
But I see what you're saying. It doesn't make sense. Well, you know what? To clean it up, I think their tactic is fantastic.
By the
Doing
way,
quick rotations is great for
there's
them.
an Oilers jersey here in the crowd today.
One of the biggest and best comebacks I think I've ever seen in sports.
In a one game winner takes all, Sydney, Monday night, Edmonton, Florida.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Hands
you
down.
got to choose the best player in the
Edmonton.
world, right?
Edmonton. I think also for a team to be 3 up and you're now tied for 3, the mental in that is insane, right? It's hard to come back from that.
Clough on the inbound pass from the near corner. That one a little too strong. Foul going to stay in this end.
Talking about how sports are a lot relying on your mental, Monty Clough, we're seeing her miss way more shots than we're used to seeing so far, and she was very frustrated by the fact she's just rimming out. I think she just needs to bend her legs a little bit more, push herself a little bit more, and she'll make it.
Megan McCarter can't convert on the run-out layup. Monty Clough 0 for 7, 0 for 8 now as they update the score sheet. From the field, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, but still the goose egg on the points category.
Yeah. Definitely something that I'm not used to seeing. I know something that she's not used to experiencing herself, for sure.
A travel called, and Monty Clough is actually 1 for 8. The score sheet is showing 0 for 8, but she did have that bucket, the opening bucket of the game. Of course, we can't forget that. Your leverage, yes, money.
Same spot again for leverage. She's consistent from the right-hand side of the floor today.
2 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from deep for leverage to go with 1 assist as Kia Watt dances to the middle, tries to give it to the roller, but Julianne McDonald is there. Not too sure who's going for that ball. Some miscommunication. Ugranov held up as she saw McCarter on the break on the far side. And Angeline Campbell will check back in, so does Tamaya Francis.
It's an unfortunate miscommunication, but again, you go for the ball. Like, if anything, my coach always used to say, call off your teammate. Don't ever decide who's going to get it, right? Just always call one of them off. Both of you go.
It's a 14-point lead for the Brampton Warriors, a minute 10 remaining in the second quarter. Brittany English on Francis. Clough going to work into the paint. Leverage called for the foul. Clough thinks she's going to the free throw line. And she is, in fact, going to the free throw line. No, it's being upgraded or downgraded, I guess, to on the floor. One of those instances where the player heads to the free throw line, tries to trick the other officials.
It tricked me. I thought she was supposed to be shooting.
I didn't think she was going up with it, so I was a little surprised myself.
Monty Clough on the line, she was kind of like imitating a defensive stance, so maybe it was before she kind of made the effort to go up.
Domingo off the inbound pass. That one too light. Richer with the rebound. Francis has it now. Getting into the path of Sam Robinson, so Sam Robinson is going to get called for the push in the back.
It's funny because as a person that kind of played more of like a power forward big position, Robinson didn't really intentionally try to foul Francis, but Francis, smart play, she just got in her way. And because she still had possession of the ball and was still dribbling and Robinson was going the other way, she drew the foul. It was a smart play. Actually good to see. I love it.
Angeline Campbell gives it up to Osamu Sali. Double team, step through with the left hand, no good. Domingo comes away with it. Gives it up to Clough. Clough has Osama Saleh. Now it's Griffith Wallace. Clough into the corner. It's English. A little too strong. That one going off the front of the iron. Another whip pass from Griffith Wallace. She trying to show off her slow pitch ability.
Good passes, I will say, but again, we're 0 for 2 right now, so I don't know if it's maybe her teammates just have to adjust slightly or she just has to put maybe a bit less power on it, but they're good looks, and it's getting to where it needs to go.
If you see that ball slow up around Griffith Wallace's hip, expect the pass in an area that you should be able to corral it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because she's done it twice now. And I love playing with those types of ball handlers where you always have to expect the pass because their vision is so strong.
Yes.
They see the plays before they develop. And Janika Griffith Wallace is definitely one of those players. Some backstory on Griffith Wallace. Grew up in Brampton, Ontario. Played NCAA hoops at Murray State and for the VCU Rams. In her senior year at VCU, 28 games played, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. She led the team in free throw percentage with 82% that year. Had a 29-point performance, shot 7 of 17 from 3 against Moorhead State in that 2018-2019 season, and then outdid herself, going 8 of 13 in week 1 here this year at Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. Number 23 in black, Janika Griffith Wallace, definitely one of the players of the year so far in this season. Still a 14-point lead, 31 seconds on the clock. The Warriors lead 26-12 as we approach the half. Domingo, the pass turned aside. English from the near corner again, this time rimming around and out, relocating. Clough thought about it, instead attacks the paint, back across her body, and Angeline Campbell comes away with it. Griffith Wallace has 7 seconds left. Whip pass to Campbell from 3. Angeline Campbell off the mark. One more rebound for Monty Clough. And the Brampton Warriors take that 14-point lead into the half. We have 16 more minutes of action from Hoop Queens Summer League 2024 semifinal number 2. Stick with us. More action after the half.
I like that Hoop Queens shirt. I love the Hoop Queens shirt.
Welcome back to Humber College North Gymnasium. 16 more minutes of hoops left to play between the Brampton Warriors and Team Triple Threat, the winner of which will take on Team Advantage Titans in next Sunday's Hoop Queens Summer League 2024 final. 26-12 is your score in favor of the Brampton Warriors, and as we look at the box score, field goal percentages are down in this one. Team Triple Threat just 4 of 34 from the field, 0 of 14 from deep Sydney. The Brampton Warriors on the other side, 7 of 31, so less attempts and a few more makes. What's it going to take for Team Triple Threat to come back in this one?
Well, before I say, we got Canadian legends right now. We have, Nemhard chilling in the middle. We have also on the very far right-hand side, we have Shai, who again, she played competitive for the Canadian national team, currently playing in the NCAA, getting ready next year. I believe will be her draft eligible year. It's just unnumbered the amount of pros and high-level basketball athletes that come and show support to Hoop Queens year in and year out. It's just fantastic to see. But talking about the action that we see on the floor right now, usually I have a lot to say about a team's ability to kind of just take their time on offense. I think both teams are giving a strong effort to create good chances for themselves. It's just right now, Triple Threat, they need to switch up the three ball. They need to either start knocking them down or adjust. Again, like I said, I think I called it. Fantastic adjustment, interception there from Robinson to kind of get the easy 2 points, but rely on that. We've seen them put up three ball after three ball, and it's not going in the net. We need to see them drive more. We need to see them kick, just like we just saw the Brampton Warriors do.
Angeline Campbell gets around Eve Uesu with the deck hard. No call on the play. Campbell finishing at the rim. Jasmine James now working on Campbell. Baseline. Foul called on Campbell. Not sure if there was enough contact, if that's a makeup call, or if Eve Uesu just tried to sell that. But Michaela Richer is heading over to Coach April Deuce to have a quick conversation. Jasmine James misses the first. It is a 14-point game still, 7:24 remaining here as we just started the third quarter. Brampton Warriors looking to extend their lead and book their ticket in the final. Meanwhile, Team Triple Threat looking to overcome a deficit that they couldn't overcome in week 3. And Summer Paul getting back to get a hand on that in the passing lanes and knocking it out of bounds. Griffith Wallace has it. And again, Summer Paul there to knock it out of bounds. So good defensive stand here from Summer Paul, who's on Megan McCarter, the Wallaceburg native. Michaela Richer off the side of the iron. Monty Clough comes away with the board. Clough, 1 of 8 from the field in the first half. Looks to get going here early and does from the elbow.
More shots like that need to happen for Triple Threat. They've tried the three ball in the first half, I should say, didn't turn out. They just need to be more consistent with their mid-range game, get that solid, and then slowly back out again towards the three.
Griffith Wallace over the screen, off the side of the iron. Clough gives it up to Uesu. One more pass to James. James takes it hard, but right there to swat it away and off the legs of Triple Threat. So Janika Griffith Wallace with a great defensive effort to get her team possession of the ball and prevent an easy look, but gives it right away. Monty Clough. Robinson to Clough. Has time and space into the other elbow this time. No good. Megan McCarter puts it to the deck. Foul on Summer Robinson.
Something I'll
Summer
say.
Paul.
Yes.
I got Summer Paul and Sam Robinson mixed up there.
Well, with Summer Paul, as we saw there, she got the interception. Monty Clough was headed the other way. She was too close to her. She needed to spread the floor a touch more to create that chance and to create that space. Maybe it could have turned out that they could have gotten 2 points out of that, but again, when your teammate is headed down the floor at a full rate of speed, give them options. Don't just run right next to them because you're going to bring your defender with you as well.
Julianne McDonald checks in for Megan McCarter. The first substitution of the third quarter goes the way of the Brampton Warriors, who have been very, very liberal with their substitutions. Griffith Wallace has Monty Clough draped all over her. Julianne McDonald at the top of the key. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Summer Paul knocks it loose, and that stays the way of the Brampton Warriors. 1.8 on the shot clock. It's going to have to be a quick inbounds play, something set.
I would put Richer down low and give her the ball.
And instead it's a back pass to McDonald. Off the backboard and in.
But then again, what do I know? You know, they could have done that too.
Well, the Warriors used Richer as a distraction in that scenario, opening the backside for a quick back cut from McDonald. Clough the other way. James, yes. Still a 12-point deficit for Team Triple Threat. Clough guarding Griffith Wallace over the timeline. Leverage comes to set the screen. The switch happens, and they'll switch back. Clough staying with Griffith Wallace, step for step. Campbell now from the near side. Summer Paul with the rebound. Clough has Paul to her left, goes right. James is there. James from that same spot. This time no good. Eve Uesu coming in to collect it, but knocked out of bounds by Julianne McDonald. Tamaya Francis comes back into the game for Angeline Campbell.
Looking at the line score right now, there's only been a total of 6 points scored each quarter for Triple Threat. 6 points in the first, 6 points in the second, and currently only 6 points in the third.
Griffith Wallace comes up with the steal. Hounding defense from number 23 in black. 6 points per quarter is not enough to win a game.
It's not. Especially when you have another team who, again, it's not like Brampton's completely outscoring them in the second. They only got 9 points themselves, but they're just knocking down that just a bit extra, which is giving them the bit of a leverage.
One of those no-look passes from Francis that have become accustomed to seeing, and Michaela Richer knocks down the Jimmy. Monty Clough blocked at the summit by McDonald. Francis away with it, pushing the pace. It's 4-on-2. Francis gives it up to McDonald, who pulls it off the front of the iron. Sam Robinson, the Bradford, Ontario native, with the rebound. Eve Uesu will take it over the timeline. Goes downhill, gets the foul on Francis. Will head to the free throw line to shoot two. 4:19 left in the third quarter. So Uesu from Ottawa, Ontario, won a championship with TMU Bold, and we talked about this last week, Sydney, but we must bring it up again, overcoming a 22-point deficit with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter of that national championship game against Brock.
I said earlier how the Oilers are probably the best comeback I've ever seen in sports. I think TMU's comeback, honestly, is to win a national championship. You're down 22 points, and again, there's what, maybe 7 minutes left in the game?
Just over 7 minutes left.
Yeah, I think that is the best comeback I've ever seen. Watching that live too, I love TMU. I think I was holding out for them to win, and when I was at 7 points, I will believe. I was like, I don't know if they can do it, and they proved me wrong as well as probably many other people.
Francis from dead on. Ooh, that's a tough foul on Ellen Ugrinov.
I want to say it might have just been wrong place, wrong time, but it came down a little bit hard. But hey, you know what? All's fair in love and basketball, you know.
She was swiping for the ball, got a bit of Sam Robinson's face.
Just a touch.
She apologized, and we will move on. Domingo working on McDonald. Gets by the defender, gets the contact, and Team Triple Threat's going back to the free throw line. They've left 5 points at the cherry stripe so far in this game. 5 of 10 from the free throw line, and Alina Domingo will shoot 2 more. Brampton still lead by 12. We're under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Leverage works down the left-hand side. And Robinson knocks it out of bounds. .14 remaining on the shot clock. Francis, guarded by English, directing traffic now, wants leverage on the block. And Domingo and almost every other white jersey flocked to leverage there to knock that away. English from 3, Off the front of the iron. Swatted into the path of Julian McDonald, who gives it up to Leverage, who never fully recovered. Blocked by Eve Uesu. And credit the defense from Team Triple Threat. For the defensive effort to remain a 12-point lead. And Team Triple Threat are coming out with a little bit of different tenacity here in the third quarter.
They're trying to pull that deficit back, and fair enough. I think what's hindering them right now is just the amount of shots that they're missing. It's allowing the Warriors to take the ball back in transition.
Griffith Wallace guarded by Domingo. Wallace pulls it, misses entirely. And Julian McDonald jumps, grabs the ball and throws it off of Sam Robinson's leg before it lands out of bounds. Heads up play for the Toronto, Ontario native, Julian McDonald. 5 seconds on the shot clock. That one knocked out of bounds by Brittany English, who's playing close as close can be, defending Francis. Kia Watt out on the run. Easy 2 points. It's a 10-point lead now. Francis has it over the timeline for the Warriors, working to her left. Scoop shot, no good. Osamu Sali, and then ripped away from Osamu Sali by Monty Clough, and they have numbers. Triple threat. English on the near wing. Into Domingo, who dribbles it off of Osamu Sali's leg. Griffith Wallace to Ugranov, who can't get it to go. The wide open three, a little too strong. Monty Clough on the far side. Pulls it from three. Clough finally gets one going through the iron from deep. And it is all of a sudden a 7-point game. 2:22 left here in the third quarter, and we'll step aside for 60 seconds and be right back with more semifinal number 2 action. Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. Stay with us. Sydney, it was quite the end of the third quarter, a little bit more low scoring as we take another look here at that run out from Watt.
It's something that we haven't seen from them, which we're used to seeing, which is the aggression, and especially from Monty Clough, finally knocking one down from beyond the arc. It's heavily contested too, mind you, but we're seeing them get more comfortable, more consistent. Late in the game for sure, but again, we're only third quarter, so there's still a lot of basketball left to be played.
Francis on the kick out, foul called, and Clough gonna have a word with the official about why. It's Clough's third foul. And shooting two is Francis. Officials are going to discuss, and it will be baseline out of bounds. You can't trick us. Griffith Wallace all the way to Francis near the timeline. That was a dangerous inbound pass. English backs off a little, then kicks the ball to slow things down. 8 seconds left on the shot clock for the Brampton Warriors. Oh, and the sweeper's caught on the floor. Dribbling it out of bounds is Michaela Richer. Good defense by Sam Robinson at number 22 in white. who uses the baseline as another help defender, which is what good coaches teach their players. Kiowa now over the timeline, guarded by Ugranov. Uses the screen by Domingo. Kicks it out to the corner. Robinson. Blocking foul called on Ugranov. And Robinson's going to head to the free throw line looking to cut into this 7-point lead held by the Warriors. 1:51 remaining in the third quarter.
I think it's to be noted as well. I'm surprised by triple threat, but I'm also surprised by the Warriors. I think they're all not necessarily playing down to each other, but they're not playing at the high level that I would expect from both teams at this point in the game. Both of them I'm used to seeing consistent baskets, high scoring, high defense, but it just seems a bit sloppy on both ends.
Well, an offensive rebound from Brittany English off the hand of Janika Griffith-Wallace as the pass was intended for Monty Clough. It seems to be that the Brampton Warriors are cooling off a little bit in their game plan. Meanwhile, team triple threat is heating up. So we're at a crossroads here in this third quarter, 1:44 remaining. Again, J.J. Evison alongside Sydney Holmes. Happy to bring you this semifinal number 2. Domingo into the paint, nice step around. Can't get it to go. Megan McCarter with the rebound, hounded. Foul's gonna be called on Kia Watt. One of those fouls 95 feet away from your own basket. Trying to get a loose ball that was corralled by your opponent. Angeline Campbell now over the timeline. Richer squares up. Foul, no, sorry, out of bounds. Off of Francis's leg last. So Brittany English will have it. And Monty Clough will head to the bench for Eve Uesu. It's a 6-point game. Team triple threat on the offensive end now. Uesu dancing down the baseline, finds English from beyond the arc. That one's too light. Richer comes away with it. Jump ball, I believe, is going to be called, and team triple threat will maintain possession. I don't think they've realized it yet. Kia Watt jumping in what I thought was frustration.
I think she thought she got called in the foul, but maybe didn't realize until just now that it was actually a jump ball. It was a clean. I thought it was clean.
It looked like it. Watt right into English. Back to Watt. No one watching the inbounder. Heads up play. What a give and go effort there between Watt and Uesu. Or English. Griffith Wallace finds the lane. Too easy. The lead's back up to 6. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Uesu around the screen, kicks it back out. Robinson from 3. Nylon, Sam Robinson.
And just like that, they've already kind of come back in this game.
It's a one-possession game. Team triple threat currently doubling up. The Brampton Warriors 16-8 in the third quarter. Leverage loses her footing. 10 seconds left, 6 on the shot clock. Griffith Wallace with an odd launch angle. Kia Watt has 2 seconds to get it up. She does. That one, I think Griffith Wallace may have got a hand on. Either way, it's a 3-point game as we head to the fourth quarter. Stick with us. 8 minutes left to play in the semifinal number 2. It's been a back and forth affair. We'll find out who's going to take on Team Advantage Titans in the final next Sunday, right after this.
Let me see. This is our Foot Locker sold-out of who got the flyest stickers out before the games can see out the threes. Oh, it has the orange? Oh, boy. Oh, boy, somebody went just for a force and a color. All right, guys, let's check it out. The Ace of Women fingers, come on, boys. All right, make some noise if you feel like you got the flyest stickers out. Show them out, show them out, show them out, show them out. All right. We got our birthday girl here. We're going to show them out with the force all back. Make some noise if you feel like you feel like. All right. You got to show them what you got going on. Make some noise.
All right, Sydney, 8 minutes on the clock, 1 quarter left to play. These two teams matched up in week 3. It went to overtime where the Brampton Warriors did come away with the victory, but for this one, what's it going to take for Team Triple Threat to come away in their second matchup?
They need to be more consistent for shots, honestly, but to be more specific, mid-range. Because mid-range, every single person on their team has the ability to do that. The 3-ball was more consistent in previous games, but again, you kind of have to forget about that because not everybody's going to be consistent with that. Mid-range is their bread and butter. They need to be knocking down those shots. That's crucial for them, especially down the stretch.
Well, Monty Clough is away with it after the miss from Leverage into the paint. And off the backboard and through. Monty Clough starting to feel herself here. And Eve Uesu getting a little too close to Angeline Campbell there, going for the strip. Again, another foul under your opponent's basket. Full court press here. There seems to be new life in the Team Triple Threats sideline, and another foul. This one's going to go on Monty Clough. She reached in. You could see it from a mile away. That's her 4th. So she's got to be careful. Team Triple Threat can't afford to lose her. She checks out. She's going to have a quick word with the coach. Brittany English will come in.
Getting a lot of fouls early on for her as well, so her team needs her. She needs to be able to stay healthy.
2 team fouls against Team Triple Threat in less than 30 seconds played in the 4th quarter, both coming 95 feet away from their own basket. Griffith Wallace now working on English. Uses the screen and fights right back around it. Dials it from deep. Nothing but nylon. Janika Griffith Wallace, what a beautiful display of footwork, ball handling, and offense. Eve Uesu now on the far wing. Robinson sets the screen, then leaks out. Uesu can't get it to her. She's fouled. Will it be on Leverage or will it be on Campbell? It will be on Kiara Leverage.
The efficiency that we've seen from beyond the arc, from not only the Brampton Warriors, but we're going to talk specifically for Griffith Wallace. I was confused on that. I didn't even know she had the ability to get it off from that angle, but she did, and here we go again on transition.
Griffith Wallace with 5 straight points to extend that Warriors lead back up to 6. Lots of basketball left to be played, 6:45 remaining in the 4th quarter. Brittany English directing traffic. Robinson now taking it to the hoop, off the backboard and through. Leaking out, McCarter. Foul called on Summer Paul. She pushed her in the back, thought she got away with it. Might be a ticky-tack foul, but it was the right call.
It was a good call. I think the reason why we see the reaction that we're seeing right now is it was a bit of a late call, but it was the right call. I think the ref honestly probably waited to see if it was going to go in or not, but it was the right call. There was contact. There was a foul.
So McCarter steps to the free throw line. The Wallaceburg native will make the first. Played her U Sports basketball with the Nipissing Lakers. The second good as well. Julianne McDonald checks in. Leverage will check out. And Team Triple Threat with another chance to cut into the lead held by the Warriors. Robinson, step back three, yes, bottom. The Bradford, Ontario native showing up here in the fourth quarter. 11 points, 5 rebounds for Robinson in the game. Griffith Wallace working on English again, this time from just inside the three-point line. Cash money, Griffith Wallace. Wesu loses it. Angeline Campbell gets it. 1-on-3. Puts a shoulder into the defender, but nothing called, and Brittany English down, grabbing her ribs. You see her keeled over there.
I think she got
green
winded.
Shoes, yeah.
Got winded, English.
You think it was winded? No, she's up awful quick.
I wouldn't be up that fast.
And I think Angeline Campbell got away with a push-off as well. So Michaela Richer heads to the bench. And Sierra Leverage comes back in. Summer Paul and Jasmine James to the bench for Team Triple Threat. Kia Watt. And Alina Domingo check back in. Triple Threat now in the offensive end. Robinson gets by her defender up, and that one too strong. Rebounded by Angeline Campbell. It's a 5-on-4 break. Robinson does come back into the play. Foul called on Brittany English. Thought she got all ball. So Angeline Campbell's gonna head to the free throw line for 2. Ellen Ugernov is going to change places with Megan McCarter. The first extends the lead to 6 for the Warriors, and Campbell to make it 7, she does. 5:20 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Semifinal number 2 from Humber College North. Hoop Queens Summer League 2024. JJ Evison, Sydney Holmes with you on the call. Robinson gets her defender in the air, then pulls up from the free throw line, but that one's blocked by Julianne McDonald. Foul called on Angeline Campbell for the push on the body. Both teams with 3 team fouls here in the fourth quarter. 2 more on either side, and it's free throws the entire way. Monty Klauf checks back in for Team Triple Threat. 1 point shy of another double-double for Klauf. Klauf has it, working on leverage. Klauf to the left, takes, keeps that one too light. Julianne McDonald gives it up to Griffith Wallace, who brings it over the timeline. Working on Domingo, pulls it from 3, Wallace. Off the front of the iron, Ugernov with the rebound. Ugernov then throws it to where Campbell was, and not where she relocated to. Monty Klauf taking her time up the left-hand side. Uses the screen, causes some confusion. Kia Watt from 3. Off the iron. Foul called on the floor. Gonna go on Janika Griffith Wallace. And now the Warriors are 1 foul away from being in the bonus, or putting Team Triple Threat in the bonus, I should say.
I think I called it at the beginning of the game, even though it was a bit touch and go at some points, but this game is going to be decided in the fourth quarter. Both teams very evenly matched. Triple Threat finally kind of getting their shooting under control. We've seen with the recent threes they've been able to make from beyond the arc. But it's a very, very close matchup right now.
Domingo's at the line for 2. 1 of 2 from her first trip, but she nails the first. And it's a 5-point game now. 4.5 to play. Francis has it over the timeline. Stolen by Eve Uesu. Just ripped it out of her. Clough, extra pass. Robinson gets the loose ball. Clough works into the paint. That one, a hand in the jar. Griffith Wallace. Jump ball called. Triple threat, retained possession. So Monty Clough trying to get the teammate involved on that 2-on-1 opportunity may have been better off taking it to the hoop herself.
Or I would have gone for the fake. I think they were expecting the pass at that point.
Eve Uesu gets Ugranov in the air. Domingo and Francis jockeying for it on the floor. Brampton Warriors will have possession on the baseline. They're denying Francis the ball, at least for the time being. And so McDonald will bring it over the timeline. Pulls up from the elbow. That one's off the mark. Perhaps an ill-advised early shot in the shot clock. Team triple threat the other way, facing a 5-point deficit. 3:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. This is that matchup we've been highlighting. Clough gives it up to Domingo. Domingo back to Clough. Clough guarded by Griffith Wallace. Clough uses the screen, dances to the wing from 3. That one off the iron and into the hands of Francis. Domingo can't corral the ball with your feet, I'm afraid. After stripping Francis of the ball, had it rolling away, tried to get it back with her foot.
It almost worked. I think it was just at the right angle where the ref just saw it, because I mean at this point I could barely see it, but almost worked.
So team triple threat denying Francis the ball. She makes a quick move off the inbound and gets ahead of her defender. Richer on the fadeaway. Another early shot in the shot clock for the Brampton Warriors as Richer limps back down the court. Sam Robinson and Kia Watt play give and go. Watt into the paint, guarded by Ugranov, who gets a hand into the path of Watt. So Watt will head to the free throw line, looking to make this a one-possession game.
Both score lines are, I mean, both teams, are surprising me. Right now we're looking, teams are pretty even right now in terms of field goal percentage. Both of them are in and around 25%. And that's low. That's not a percentage that you're looking to see from either of these teams. So the shooting is definitely low in this game, or it could also mean that the defense is just extremely high because it's such a high-stakes game that they're playing.
Well, we've been talking about open looks for, a good amount of these shots, so I think it's just a matter of making the open looks, and it's a 4-point game here. The other statistic standing out to me is 19 turnovers for the Brampton Warriors, who are almost allowing team triple threat to stay within a striking distance in this game. Rebounds are equal, 45-46. Assists, 7 assists for each side on 14 made field goals. Leading all scorers is Janika Griffith-Wallace, 6 of 17 in the game, 2 of 11 from 3.
You also have to look at the environment too. I mean, this is the semifinals, so that brings a level of pressure. The women are playing in front of legends in not only the current NBA and NCAA, their peers, so that adds another level of competition. Friends and family, another added level of pressure. So it's a high pressure situation, and especially if you've never kind of played in something like that before, it's a lot to adjust to, and the mental of missing shots and having that be another factor, I can understand how that can kind of build up, and I think we're definitely seeing that play a little bit in effect here with both of these teams. None of them want their seasons to be over. Both of them fought equally as hard to kind of make it to where we are right now in the semifinals, so the fact that it's just a 4-point margin does not surprise me at this point.
And let's not forget this 5-week Summer League program put on by Hoop Queens is meant to give these Canadian hoopers time to continue to condition, get ready for the next level, whether that be overseas in Europe, somewhere on their way to the W. Maybe they have another year of eligibility left in the youth sports or NCAA. It's a great community that's been developed here, and we're happy to see some of the men, the Canadian hoopers and NBA, NCAA players coming through to give their support as well. 3 minutes remaining. It's a 4-point lead for the Brampton Warriors. Janika Griffith-Wallace off the mark. Klauf gets the rebound and heads out the other way. Eve Uesu into the front court. Monty Klauf, too much time and space. Going to take the shot off the front of the iron. Follows her shot in, gets a rebound. Off the backboard, the second opportunity good. It's a one-possession game. Francis has it, working to her right, back to her left and gives it up. Richer from deep, that one way off. Uncharacteristic shot selection from Michaela Richer.
We haven't been seeing her do a lot of, I mean, she's doing post moves, but she's doing it from so far out that she's not really giving herself the chance for it to be effective.
It's Monty Klauf, 11 points, 13 boards. She's got the double-double working into the paint. Miscommunication with Uesu, telling her she's supposed to slide to the corner, not to the wing.
For those who probably don't know, the reason why she's supposed to stay down is because as soon as you come up, you're giving a shorter gap for the defender to cut off your teammate. So you need to just go down to the corner, space the floor.
Leverage doesn't get the bucket to go, and Triple Threat have numbers, but they don't recognize it as Leverage able to get back in the play. Klauf gives it up to Domingo from the free throw line. Tie game, 45-45. And Triple Threat have come all the way back from an early deficit after the first quarter, trailed by 11. And now we're knotted at 45 apiece. Griffith-Wallace from three off the front of the iron. Jump ball called. Team Triple Threat will get possession. Tamaya Francis couldn't corral that rebound, but jumped about 5 feet into the air to have a chance at it.
This game right now, high pressure stakes, tie game with 1 minute and 41 seconds left. We've seen a lot of shooting in this game. I think especially because we're at a place where both teams are essentially in bonus. There's one more foul to give for Triple Threat, but I would just drive as much as I could to the net.
Klauf drives but kicks it back out to Robinson. Hands it off to Watt. As a defense chant breaks out here at the Humber College gym. Watt, that one swatted away, comes off the foot of Griffith-Wallace, who's had great hands on the defensive end all afternoon. And Monty Klauf and Griffith-Wallace jawing at each other now. And this is what we love to see, a little competitive, heated environment for a tie game. 1 minute 23 left, 6 seconds on the shot clock for Team Triple Threat.
It's getting everybody into it. The crowd's into it now.
I'm on the edge of my seat. You can see all the fans on the other side of the arena on the edge of their seat. Domingo has it. That one swatted away. Jump ball called. Turnover. And so the Brampton Warriors will have possession with 1 minute 18 remaining. Summer Paul is going to check back in for Alina Domingo. And Summer Paul's contribution to this game has come on the defensive end. Timeout called on the floor. Brampton Warriors going to talk this one over. Sydney, let's chat. Inbound play. They've been taking shots early in the shot clock. We're at 1 minute 18 left. What do you expect to see from the Brampton Warriors on this inbound play?
I think Richer is definitely going to be used as a bit of a bait player, which I think is expected. What I would say would be a smart play is have her be the first option. Don't immediately pass the ball to her because I think Triple Threat will be expecting the ball to go to Richer, especially down low. Have another player be available mid-range. Now, I don't know if that's going to be Francis, potentially. She hasn't really been shooting too much. Griffith-Wallace is going to be an obvious choice, so I wouldn't go to her as well. At this point, what I would say is fake to Richer off the start, look to go to Griffith-Wallace, and then I think because Griffith-Wallace has been such a key player, Richer should be open down low if the defender on triple threat turns their back.
Now you always got to keep an eye on the inbounder as well, because that quick inbound pass right back to the inbounder who can step into a 3.
Exactly.
But knowing April Deuce the way we do, I think they're going to eat up a little bit more of this 24 or I guess 14-second shot clock they have on now, rather than throwing it up immediately.
They might look, and to your point, they might look just to start the play, drain the clock to the last second and put up a shot.
McDonald with the inbound. Summer Paul with the steal. The pass ahead to Watt. Watt with the easy bucket. And that's why you bring on Summer Paul. Angeline Campbell the other way. Guarded closely by Uesu, gets a lane and answers right back. We've got 1:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. Lonnie Clough, guarded by Angeline Campbell. Takes it to the baseline, gives it up to Robinson. Robinson stolen by Riche. And Griffith Wallace gets it over the timeline. Met by Clough. Backs her back out, 14 on the shot clock, 44 on the game clock. Eve Uesu takes a hit. Griffith Wallace into the paint, floats it up, rattles around and in. 36 seconds left. We've got a clock malfunction. 49-47 Warriors. 36 seconds left. The clock did not start on the inbound pass. Lead official is over at the scores table to discuss how to proceed. As we take a look at some of this back and forth basketball.
High level competition between both sides right now. High stakes game. And we're seeing there's no wasted chances from either side. You're seeing each team kind of take the chances as they give them. Triple threat with the easy transition. Summer Paul blocking it off of the inbound. But again, they're the Warriors with an easy putback layup. It's just, you can't, and again, the angle at which she drove in there to get that layup off. Griffith Wallace has been playing such consistent basketball in this game. She is one of the key contributors to the success of the Warriors so far, and the reason they're honestly up by 2 points.
Sliding through a crack in the defense on that last basket to get her 17th point of the afternoon, leading all scorers in the game. There are 4 other scorers with 11. Angeline Campbell for the Brampton Warriors. Then you have Kia Watt, Sam Robinson, and Monty Clough on Team Triple Threat, all with 11 apiece. Only one double-double, though. Monty Clough, 13 rebounds to go with those 11 points. So 36 on the game clock, 24 on the shot clock. Team Triple Threat have it. On the offensive side, Eve Uesu, the Ottawa, Ontario native, has it on the sideline. Summer Paul, Sam Robinson, Monty Clough, and Kia Watt also on the floor for Team Triple Threat. Blocking foul on Summer Paul. And Monty Clough shouting to her teammates, we're good, all we need is one stop. And another timeout on the floor. So Summer Paul gets the steal on the last inbound, but then gets the offensive foul on this inbound.
And I don't know, because it happened so fast, I don't know if that was really the effort of a strong defensive presence or just an offensive error. But at this point, you don't really want to give that play up. You look at it again, she just wasn't set. I think at that point, if you're going to make the screen, be intentional about it. Because at that angle, you cannot afford to give any kind of leeway for the ref to call you on anything. You have to be set.
And that comes down to 2 players, right? Kia Watt needs to brush shoulders with Summer Paul.
Yes.
And credit Janika Griffith-Wallace for the hustle to get back
Absolutely.
to Watt.
And we've said it a few games ago too. When you set a screen, it's not just so much on the person who's setting the screen's responsibility. It's the person who's using the screen. Exactly like you said, you need to brush shoulders with your teammate to cut off that gap. There can't be any space, any room for error, because then you're going to result in your teammate, like Summer Paul, getting charged on a foul.
So the Brampton Warriors stay with Julianne McDonald, Janika Griffith-Wallace, Kiara Leverage, Michaela Richer, and Angeline Campbell as they get the ball on the sideline in the offensive zone. 36.2 on the clock. It's a 2-point lead for the Warriors. 14 on the shot clock. Ball finds its way to Julianne McDonald, hounded by Robinson. Griffith-Wallace, and on the near side, Uesu's down on the floor. Didn't see what happened. But all of a sudden I saw Uesu hit the deck. Incidental contact on a run through, perhaps. She was grabbing her head and neck area, so.
I didn't see, but.
Either way, she's up and moving under her own power.
And good sportsmanship there by Michaela Richer as well. She was the first player to attend to her, and she's not even on her team, so.
We will continue on. 28.9 left in the quarter. And some confusion at the scorer's table. They've got that sorted rather quickly. So yes, 14 on the shot clock, 29 on the game clock. It's a 2-point lead for the Warriors. The last bucket coming from the hands of Janika Griffith-Wallace, who leads all scorers in the game with 17 points. And the ball finds its way to Kiara Leverage. Stolen. Kia Watt has it, slows it down. Cross court, Monty Clough. Double teamed in the corner, gets a lane, takes and makes. We're tied at 47. Brampton Warriors moving the ball quickly. Griffith-Wallace has to get over the timeline and does. Double teamed, gives it up. Monty Clough has it, 8 seconds left, gives it up to Watt. The easy bucket, and the Team triple threat lead by 2. Griffith-Wallace with 2 seconds on the shot clock has to get it up. Does, off the back of the iron. Team triple threat steal a win in semifinal number 2. I can't find the words to describe this ending. 2 turnovers from the Brampton Warriors off the inbound. Great defense from Team triple threat. Then Janika Griffith-Wallace gets double teamed. Sydney, what did we just witness?
I stood up. It takes a lot to get me on my feet. I stood up. That play, first of all, Robinson with the interception, the composure she had to hold it for at least that split second to give herself time to see the floor. She didn't rush it. She had a second to see it. A pass up to Monty Clough, then to dish it off. Look at the composure here. Monty Clough takes her time, finds her teammate. I have no words.
We get a second look here. Yes, the ball comes from Robinson to Clough. Watt ahead of the pack.
Look at the composure though from Clough. Monty Clough, she could have easily had dashed it up as fast as she got it, but she takes her time, gives herself a dribble, allows Watt to have the space, to have the time to make the layup. Also for Watt, mind you, everybody in this gym was on their feet.
Not an easy layup.
Everybody in this gym was on their feet. That's something that is gonna really push her, and we see Monty Clough, even though it's her, she's pulling everybody in. It's a team effort for this one.
Monty Clough, the player of the game, bringing in all her teammates, sharing the love. 13 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. What a performance by Monty Clough, and credit. She got the opening basket of the game, had a rough first half, but came right back in the second half. Thunderous performance. Team triple threat advanced to next Sunday's final against the Advantage Titans as we get a look at the game from Monty Clough.
Rough start for her, to say the least, and I don't think she would dispute that either. She was 1 for 8 in the first 2 quarters, but then you look at here, she's finally getting her composure. She's settling in, making threes, went fully contested on Griffith-Wallace. That competition all game we've seen driving to the net like we know her to do. This was her game. She faced adversity, came out with the win in the end, and to make matters even better, she had the final assist to get the layup to Watt to win it. So true resilience at its finest, especially driving in with obscene angles. She was able to tie the game so many times, keep herself in contention, her team in contention. A fantastic layup.
That was to tie the game, Sydney.
That her
and then
effort,
here, that last assist.
her effort is unmatched, right? And you see again, yes, Watt made the layup, and it was a high pressure stakes, and it was credit to Watt for doing that. But credit to where credit's due, right? The composure on the pass for Monty Klauf is something that can't be taught. That's something that you're just made with. And the level at which she's able to play at is the reason why they were able to win this game today.
That's how you close out a game. Summer Paul with the inbound steal, leading out to the tying bucket. Brittany English with a great performance. Jasmine James kept the scoring alive for her team in the second half when they were going through a little bit of a drought. Sam Robinson, of course, Kia Watt, Monty Klauf, Eve Uesu, Christina Mora. What a great team performance from Team Triple Threat. They'll take on Team Advantage Titans in next Sunday's Summer League Final. Come join us at Humber College North, 2 p.m. tip-off for J.J. Evison, Sydney Holmes, and everybody here at the Hoop Queens Summer League broadcast team. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, folks.